Secretary of State Michael Adams has a slogan. He wants to make it easy to vote, but hard to cheat. And he says that some of the changes that were made this year fulfill that mission.
Some of the problems you've seen in other states, whether it's lost ballots or intimidation or that sort of thing, we're not really having it here. We're having a very smooth election.
Secretary of State Michael Adams says his bipartisan work with Governor Andy Beshear depoliticized the changes to this year's elections.
We're pretty much on track. I'd like to see a little bit more early voting in some parts of the state.
So far, 21% of registered voters have voted early in person. 18% requested absentee ballots, and 90% of those ballots have been returned.
And then we, of course, expect a big crowd of voters on November 3rd. But right now, we're tracking to be roughly a third of each of these three models of voting. And that's really what I was wanting is to try to find ways to channel all the turnout into different methods so we don't overwhelm any one part of the system.
Adams now says he will ask lawmakers to make many of this year's changes permanent, such as keeping the online absentee ballot request portal, minimizing the number of absentee ballots thrown out for minor defects, and having some in-person early voting.
I don't think we need 3 weeks every election. But I'd like to have a few days at least for folks to be able to come in and vote at a convenient time for them. I think that would help the turnout. It would make the lives of voters much easier.
But he does not support the continued widespread use of unexcused absentee ballots.
That is the most expensive way you could possibly run an election. It's double the cost of our elections this year. And we were able to do that thanks to generous grants from Congress, but those are expiring and they won't be renewed.
Absentee ballots have also become highly politicized, and the Republican-controlled state legislature is unlikely to support their expansion. Mark Vanderoff, WLKY News.
All right, now here are the numbers that Mark spoke of. As of yesterday, 403,598 Republicans had voted in person compared to 296,804 Democrats. Democrats have returned 354,314 absentee ballots as compared to 152,455 Republicans. That means Democrats have cast about 95,000 more votes in all than Republicans.